What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Double Coverage. We hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sports. I'm Dom, the great man
We're
Sauce, the hot
back.
one here in Melbourne
We are
today.
back, and wow, we get
Oh, fuck.
come Wednesday, Domma. Come Wednesday, we get served up absolute juice that we can't help but
I love it.
run the story with, run it
I
with,
love it.
and you know, today, no other than obviously we went with Russell Westbrook wanting out. Now you want James Harden refusing his latest deal with the Houston
I
Rockets.
love it.
He wants out as well. Um,
It's so good. Like you said, it's literally every Tuesday afternoon, evening, or Wednesday during the day before we come on the pod. Someone just launches something, some article with there's a Woj bomb or there's a Sham Sharani is going off his nutter, going, "Oh, this is happening," and we said, "Can this get any better for us?" But we've got a bit to get through for the NBA to start off with. Obviously, EPL's back this week, so we'll give you the run through on that. F1s, we crowned a world champion, so we'll go through that race. And my
that was a good
gosh, what
race.
a
That was a
race it
great
was!
race.
It was unbelievable. Best one for the season, in my opinion. Uh, Bit of UFC you got for us?
Bit of
Just a
UFC,
little
a little
bit.
bit of UFC.
Some NFL. Obviously, we'll go through the games. Our boy, Mister, you like that, had a monumental
He
achievement
proved
this
me
week.
wrong. He proved me wrong. What I said on
Monumental achievement. But we'll get to
the
that when
pod
we get
last
there.
week.
Hobby talk. We're going to talk a bit of BGS. Well, Source is going to talk some BGS and some fake slabbing. So, bit onto that. And then he's got in the most anticipated segment, Sauceys Smokey, he's actually got a Smokey, which he wanted to tell me. And he said, it's that good, you will not believe it when he reveals it. And I just said, nah, save it for the pod. So we'll get a bit of a surprise there at the end of the show. I'm very keen. I'm very excited. I won't lie.
It's a good
But we
one,
will
Domma. It's
start.
a good one.
We will start with the NBA, and we'll go through the schedule breakdown. We'll go through some. We'll have a discussion about some of the trades, and then we'll end with the rumors. So obviously we can talk about James Harden and a few of the other things we've been hearing. But the schedule has come out. The breakdown is as follows: from December 11th to 19th, we've got the preseason. From December 22nd to March 4th, we have the first half of the season. From the 5th of March to the 10th of March, we have an All-Star break. The rumor is that there's going to be no All-Star game uh, next season. Then March 11 to May 16 is the second half of the season. From May 18 to 21 is going to be the playing tournament again. So they're bringing that back in for the second season in a row. And then from the 22nd of May to July 22nd, we're going to have the 2021 playoffs. So it's good. At least we've got a bit of direction now. We know what's happening. We're just over 1 month away from season launch, and we're less than a month away from preseason. As it's the 18th today, and December 11 is when the preseason starts. We've got the draft on tomorrow, which will be
It'll be
interesting. We'll
massive.
be able to talk
LaMelo, number one.
LaMelo. Yeah, well, Wiseman should go number one. He's my boy. But
LaMelo.
that's tomorrow, so we'll cover that for you next week and see what happens there. Uh, but as we said when we had discussion with Talking Cardboard last week, I don't think you want LaMelo going to Minnesota and mix him with the likes of D. Russ. I don't know.
I just don't think it will work, Domma, if he goes there. I just don't
Let's
think
just
it
put
will
it this
work.
way: when you've been in the NBA for X amount of seasons, like Cat and D'Angelo Russell, and the kid that just got drafted number one comes into the club and he's 10 times a bigger star than what you are, and you've already played X amount of seasons in the NBA, like,
Just,
let's be
just,
realistic.
just
LaMelo Ball is
egos.
the biggest
Egos
star
are going to
in those guys.
clash. Egos are going to clash, mate.
100%.
Look, we know Carl Anthony Towns is soft as butter. He couldn't handle Jimmy Butler putting the heat on him. Imagine this
Yeah,
guy comes in, hasn't played one NBA game, and he's a bigger star than you already. You're not going to like that at all. At all.
no, 100%. 100%. Obviously, LaMelo became a star through clearly high school, big baller brand, Lonzo, you name it, Lavar, Lithuania basketball. So he's done it all.
Played in the
But
NBL.
NBL, he was good in the NBL for a little
He was
while.
good.
Let's get on to the trades though, and this has been the big discussion. We'll just start with some of the stuff that's happened. Pistons sent Bruce Brown to the Nets for Zanan Musa and the 2021 second rounder. Nothing much to go through for us two there. But this one, love to get your take on this. Lakers trade Danny Green, a 2020 first round pick, to the Thunder for Dennis Schroeder.
Good pickup. I
I
like
reckon
it.
it's great.
I like it.
I reckon it's very good.
I mean, that's we're going to need a point guard, with Rondo, not coming back. You're probably still going to be getting LeBron to run the point when we start with the starting five. I don't even know what, once it potentially words going around that we bring in DeMar DeRozan. I mean, imagine that team that we have. Imagine you've got your one big who runs the floor. You got Anthony Davis, power forward. LeBron at small forward, and Dennis Schroeder at PG, and you got DeMar DeRozan at shooting guard. Wowee, what a team! That is going to be so good. But I actually think they're bringing in Dennis Schroeder to come off the bench. And they'll probably...
Because Avery Bradley...
Yes, Avery Bradley... Look, Avery Bradley needs... I hope he stays around. I think he's still within contract. So
even KCP potentially might be going, they're saying.
Yeah, so some of those guys, they want bigger paydays and whatever. Let's be honest, yeah, we've got two max guys on the salary cap. We can't pay everyone, so they're gonna have to let a few go. But we can improve our bench, keep a couple of those role players. Like obviously Caruso is going to stay because he's probably a low paid guy, and he'll probably develop more and play a bit more of that second point guard role. But it'll be interesting to see. It's a good trade in my opinion. It's a very good trade. Dennis Schroeder's no scrub. Let me just.
No, he's a good player. He's hard, mate. He plays hard.
Yeah, he plays hard. That's exactly right. And now look. Hey, I think he's still been in the league 7 years. So he's not. Yeah, he's been around the traps. He's a vet. He's a vet now. Yeah, they're the type of guys, and he just plays to win. He's dogged. I've seen him playing for OKC. We've seen him in that series, with against Houston.
Oh, he was good.
He was good.
He was their offensive power, mate.
So I mean, comes into the team. He can give you 15 points a night, easy.
No, I reckon it's a great pickup. Also, apologies to anyone watching us or listeners. Where we do have our good friends Cherry Collectibles on as we do this podcast, as they are ripping open some immaculate basketball.
Well, bang! Look at the boxes stacked there in the background.
Our mates at Cherry, so Grayson and the team there. This is awesome. So if there's any big hits, obviously we'll give a bit of a yell out and a shout out as we usually do for our good friends down at our Cherry Collectibles. But next up we had who we thought potentially the Lakers were going to get in Chris Paul, but you didn't. But you take Dennis Schroeder anyway. But the Suns, which I reckon this is another great trade. The Suns acquire CP3 from the Thunder, and the Thunder in return get Kelly Oubre, Ricky Rubio, Ty Jerome, and LeQ. I reckon this is good. Good pickup for the Thunder. They get a bit of experience in Rubio to help lead those young guys. Those vets are good for guys like SGA. But the Suns getting CP3, we saw what they did in the bubble. That was their team in the bubble that did that. It wasn't like they were missing Booker and all those guys. They had their guys come back. Aiden was playing consistent basketball. This is a great pickup.
Yeah,
this is a great pickup. It just makes the West a bit stronger.
It will be interesting, Domma, to see how it pans out. Obviously, Devin Booker last year, a bit more of the responsibility was put on him to facilitate. Let's be honest. Devin Booker is a scorer. Yeah? You want Booker to be putting up 30 points a night, and if he gives you 5 assists, hey, you take it. Yeah? If he gives you...
Yeah, exactly.
Now you got CP3. You got a guy who, he's a pass first, but can score, as we've seen. It'll be interesting to see, does his old legs hold up? He's not in that same, alien, model that is LeBron James, where you expect it from him.
Yeah, correct.
But I think he could still get through, and he's proven that he can still, come up clutch. So at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a good trade for the Suns because I feel that's what they need. They need those vet guys
Yeah,
to come in that have
100%.
been on playoff runs before. Yeah, the Suns don't know what the playoffs is. They've
Correct.
been allergic to the playoffs for the last however many seasons. They've literally been
Been
allergic
drinking
to the
some
playoffs.
stupid
They've
shit.
had no chance of the playoffs. I can't even remember the last time the Suns made the playoffs.
Probably Steve Nash with Stoudemire, probably the last time.
Yeah, probably. I think so.
Genuinely,
That's
genuinely.
probably fair. Um, but yeah,
But
look,
genuinely,
it's
it's a
interesting.
good pickup
I think it's
because
a good trade for both sides.
it is because they acquired a lot of picks throughout the Thunder, which is great for them. But the thing for CP3 and the good thing in terms like you just spoke about his load and how he can take less of an impact. He doesn't have to do as much as he did at the Thunder
Yep, no
because
way.
he's going in with a already solidified scorer in Booker. He's got a
Aiden could
solidified.
give you 20 and
I was
10 a
going to say,
night.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. He's got a solidified big man, which he had at Oklahoma, but the difference is Aiden can score.
Yes, Aiden can
He
score.
plays D and he can score, so now he doesn't have to worry about that. Like it's good. Like now he doesn't have to worry. He doesn't have to worry about the streakiness of SGA in his second year. Like he'll get better. SGA, we know he's going to get better because he takes on the game, which is good. But Booker is already, as we said, he's solidified, mate. He's a gun.
Yeah, he's
So
a good player, and
they got just
I don't think he wasn't getting anywhere with the guys he had. So if the Suns genuinely think that they can make a playoff push, why not get a guy in who's maybe got another 1, maybe 2 years, depending on how
maybe
well he
two.
does this year. Um, Potentially get some playoff experience. Because you want to start be pushing towards the playoffs and trying to get there, trying to do something. Because
They got yeah.
Suns, let's
They
be
got up.
honest. If you don't do something in these next 2 years, then Booker signed a 5-year contract. I think this is his second or third year on the 5 years. It gets towards that fourth year. Last year, you don't want to let him walk out for free, and you don't
He wants to
and
start.
you
Yeah,
don't do
exactly.
anything. Let's be honest. The way the NBA is these days, guys don't stay. They go. They chase wins, championships.
100% they
Um,
do.
so he's gonna leave. Yeah. So yeah, you have to make a play now. So I can understand the Suns wanting to get CP3. And does this put him into potential playoff talks? Yeah, it does. Because let's be honest, with CP3 just at the Thunder with that team, no one expected them to do
Exactly.
shit. They were like two
When they'll,
percent chance to make the playoffs at the start of the season, and
I was gonna
only
say,
Kendrick Perkins, old Perk, Luke of the Don,
Luke of the
uh,
Don.
called it to make the playoffs. It was like one of the only people. Like no, look, good call by Perk. Great call, great call.
He's the goat. What do you expect?
He's the goat.
That's
He's
how
the
he does
goat.
it. So legit, but they got some other guys in that team as well. In Saric, who's okay. They got Frank the Tank there. Kaminsky, he's all right. And then they got Aussie Aaron Baines. So they got some. All right, got Michael Bridges as well, young kid. Yeah, they got some potential there on that roster. They make playoffs. Will they be a major impact? Who knows? We just have to wait and see, I guess. But moving on from that, Trailblazers acquired Robert Covington from the Rockets, which is a
You like
great
this
pickup for
trade, don't
them.
you?
Yeah, for Ariza. So obviously they got Ariza. Um, he was injured. He's a good defensive player. And what Covington was able to do this season was reinvent himself first and foremost. He was always a great defender at Minnesota and at Philly, but wasn't a great shooter. He always got knocked for his 3-point shooting. The one thing he did improve is his three ball shooting. He was, I
Well,
think
you
it was,
better hope so when you play on that Houston Rockets team where all they do is shoot threes. You got to do
but
something good.
but legitimately, I think he was like their second best or third best 3-point shooter in that team. It's a pretty good bloody effort. So that's good for Dame Dollar. He's picked up a great player there in Covington. Now, we're going to get on to the next two trades. One of them, this first one, every trade's been great. Don't get me wrong, they've all been great. But this one's going to hurt you a bit, Sauce. Bucks acquire Bogdanovic, which is a great trade from the Kings, but they've given up Ilyasova, Wilson, and your boy, Dante DiVincenzo.
His hobby career's done. It's done.
That's
It's
not.
done.
It's not.
It's done.
It's
You've
not.
been traded to the Kings. You're done. You've been traded to the
Yeah,
Kings, the worst franchise in the NBA. You're done.
he's got Buddy Hield, the guy that thinks he's better than what he
But
actually
he
is.
wants to go to Dallas. That would actually be a good trade. That will help Dallas. Yeah, mate.
What Buddy Bricks? He's going to put up Buddy Bricks down there. He can't shoot.
Hey, he's won a 3-point shooting contest, Domma.
Oh wow!
He's won a 3-point shooting
Oh,
contest.
that's great. That's fantastic. When there's no guy in his face defending him, he just jacks up three. It's like a training drill.
I reckon Nick Young
Well
could do
done.
that as well.
Yeah, Buddy Bricks. Yeah, that's not what Luka the Don needs. Luka the Don needs to keep bloody Hardaway and those guys.
No, they need to learn how to play defense, Domma, because you can't.
Yeah,
Albeit you can have the best offense. If you have the
Mate,
best worst defense in the league, you ain't gonna win
Let's try
shit.
and do. Dallas should try and trade for bloody JJ Redick. Rip him from the grips of bloody New Orleans. That'd be great. Can you imagine Luka the Don? He just gives the ball to Redick. He's actually got a guy that can hit threes. Automatic.
Well, they double team him on drives all the time, so I wouldn't be. That would be actually not a bad pickup.
No, don't worry.
Not a bad pickup. Although he's got a big contract, so that's why teams don't really want him.
That's actually very true. And then the last one we had, which is by far probably the best trade to date. Bucks acquired Drew Holiday from the Pelicans, a 3 and D guard for Bledsoe, Hill, and 3 first-round picks. It's probably a bit there they gave up, but Drew Holiday is a great player. Now, I didn't say anything to you yesterday when I saw you, but this is my feeling. Let me just run this past you, all right?
Go for it.
I'm going to compare it to LeGoat. LeGoat's last year in Cleveland, the first stint. We went through it in the debate a few pods ago. His team was putrid. But what did they do in his last season? They got him Anton Jamison, JJ Hickson, old Shaq. They just tried to stack the team with guys so he could hopefully win. But he didn't, and he left. I'm going to look straight down the barrel here.
Here we go.
And I'm just going to say one thing. Milwaukee Bucks, you were following the same formula. You got your Drew Holiday, you got your Bogdanovich, you got your Chris number 3 Middleton, you got Giannis. I'm going to look straight down here and just say one thing. If you don't win it this year, he's gone. He's not re-signing for the Bucks, mate. I'm just telling you right now. Never mind our boy Nick Kyrgios bloody almost let the cat out of the bag.
He's going to Miami. He's going to Miami.
We'd love
If he goes to Miami, say goodbye to Bam Bam because they can't play on the same team. I'm telling you right now.
100%. But I'm just saying, that's it. He's gone. So Milwaukee, enjoy your season as much as possible, and don't be like, oh, we made it to the finals and we lost, or we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals and we lost. Better luck next year. I'm telling you this for a fact. There won't be a next year if you don't win it this year because Giannis is gone.
He's gone.
As simple as that. He's gone. So you better bloody win.
But Giannis can help you guys win it by getting a mid-range jump shot. I'll just put that out there.
If he gets the mid-range, it's finished.
If he gets a mid-range pull-up, dribble pull-up.
With these guys that they've acquired in Bogdanovich and Holiday.
Bogdanovich can shoot it with the best of them from outside.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if he can get the mid-range in the off-season and come back with these new pieces around him, they'll be unstoppable. Genuinely unstoppable. Who's going to stop Giannis? That's it. I'll call it, but I'll call it when we watch the first month of the season. If he's got the mid-range, then I'll call it. I'll do a Richmond, I'll call it, say it's over. But until then, I'm not calling shit. He's still, I cannot shoot, bro, as Vinokur calls him. But let's go on to some of the rumors now. Rondo, obviously, he's going to leave the Lakers. Clippers want him, 9.9 mil. Or Atlanta want him for 2 years, $15 million contract.
He should definitely go to Atlanta.
I reckon he should too, because it gives Trae Young less to worry about.
Well, yeah, like, think about this. At the moment, Trae Young's got to nearly score all the points and facilitate everything. Imagine he could just focus on scoring more. Look, Trae Young is potentially, I'm not saying, he's got that range. He's got
Steph Curry light.
He's got that ability that when he gets hot in a game and starts seeing him go through, He'll start to shoot some. You know, he gets him out of the hand quick. He
Curry.
could get real wet on that jump shot. Like,
It's Curry. I'm not. It's genuinely Curry.
look, I'm not gonna put him there next to. He's got to prove me a bit more what he can do, but he can get that green light where he can just get him from anywhere. He can just shoot him from anywhere.
100%.
Like he got range. He can shoot freaking 37 foot, 39 foot.
Now, I agree. He'd be a good pickup for Atlanta. Now, the next two are obviously the one we're going to focus on a bit. Let's talk about the first one. Westbrook, he's gone. He's gone. But it's just great that the interest have come from two of the most elite ball clubs in the NBA. The two best teams in the NBA want Westbrook on their roster. The Charlotte Hornets and the New York Knicks.
I hope he goes to the Knicks. If he goes to the Knicks, here we go. We're gonna call it, Domma. He's going for 50 triple doubles. 50 triple doubles. He's gonna have 2 50-point triple doubles in next season. He's just gonna do everything.
100%, and you'll win an MVP, and everyone will be like, "Yeah, it's great because he averaged a triple double." You know, stats this. Like I always say to people, stats don't tell the whole story unless you watch the guys play like we do. I'm not saying we're different to anyone else. There's a lot of people out there that actually watch the games, and then their opinions are a lot different to people that just go, "Oh, that guy averages 31. He's a gun." You know what I mean? A scorer can go out there and shoot 31 and then do absolutely nothing else for his team. Could be a terrible leader, terrible defender, transition on defense, he's shit house. This is the thing, like, doesn't run to make plays for any of his other teammates. Could be just a stat collector. There's a few of those. Like,
If you're a great basketball player, you do everything. Or you do few things very good, and when the time comes, you understand that that's your moment
and your role.
And your role to then execute something else, whether it be running back on the fast break. Like, I mean, some stuff doesn't take skill to do some things in basketball, yeah? Hustling, rebounding doesn't take skill, right? It takes effort, takes will, takes, power to just keep going at it. Whether, you might go hard at and try offensive rebound 10 times and you only get 1 rebound. But if you do that on every possession, by the end of the game, you've got 5 offensive rebounds. That's really good. That's 5 extra possessions. But it might take you to crash the boards 50 times to get you that 5. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So like, it's the 1%ers that sometimes can make a difference, and there's definitely one big 1%er that that man Russell Westbrook does not do, and that is come crunch time or come playoffs, he fails to elevate his game to the next level. He actually regresses.
The best one that I actually heard, this was actually fantastic. This is the best one I've heard so far. That the Clippers wanted Westbrook, which is fine, but it was the best one I've heard is they were going to trade Paul George for Westbrook. Now, you're trading the same thing for the same thing. Honestly, I hope the Clippers get Westbrook because I know for a fact they're not winning it again. So, but let's move on to the last thing because I know we're going to probably want to talk about this for five or 10 minutes or so. But the beard, James Harden. Rumored, I'm adding a third team in this because I saw that he was rumored to be going to this team as well. I'll start with them. Boston. I'm going to say no.
Not going there. Let's be honest.
And if you're a Boston fan,
you don't
say,
want him.
You don't want him.
Trust me.
The regression that you're going to see from Tatum and Brown, is going to be huge if he goes to that club. As simple as that.
You need to get some bench.
Exactly right. You can't be paying this guy a humongous contract, and then your bench stinks. It's terrible. So you can't get him in. Well, you can, but then you're stuck in the same situation as unless you trade Hayward and all those other guys who are just bench guys. I can't see him winning if he goes there. But the next one, I'm going to keep the one team till last because I actually think it's the best fit. But the Nets are the next one. And this is probably Saucy and I. It's our favourite one, and a lot of people are already coming out saying that the season's over if he goes there. And I don't know if you've been living under a rock, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're one of those people that thinks that, and if you're one of those people that have come out and said, "Oh, but Brooklyn dominated in the bubble," just remember they dominated, and guess who wasn't playing on that team? DeAndre Jordan, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant, and their chemistry was amazing. And they were playing under the coach, which is now not their head coach. They're coming into a season next year if they get James Harden. None of them have played together. Brand new coaching staff. Don't think that Karis LeVert's going to be jacking up 20 plus shots a game. This is what everyone's like, oh, but Karis LeVert, he's going to dominate. No, he's not. He's not going to be what he was.
He'll be lucky to get 10 shots a game.
The bubble. Correct. Dinwiddie's going to go. Like, you think you're going to have a bench?
Well, you're going to be playing 3 max guys. Then
who's going to come up with Jared Allen? Who's going to dominate?
You literally have to get guys that all they want to do is they just going to be. You just need guys who catch and shoot threes and that play defense, because no one else on that team is going to be able to like take shots.
Well,
you're gonna get Harden, KD, and Kyrie taking all the shots. And let's be honest, we've seen how Kyrie moves to another team. How that's how he wants to be the man. It didn't work out in Boston. Seen how well that went. He's supposedly a changed man or whatever now. I don't believe shit until I'm proven otherwise. KD's got the biggest ego. I mean, how many burner Twitter accounts does he got? He can't even handle a little comment. He can't even handle a little comment from someone on Twitter. Imagine like his own teammate Harden or Kyrie at some point calls him out. There'll be fucking World War III going on there in that ball club.
Draymond Green called him a bitch? I know you shouldn't call your teammates a bitch. It's one of those things that you don't say to each other in that fraternity. But that was the end of that relationship. He said it once, and then they tried to fix it, and it was never... it was irreparable.
That's right.
That was it.
So it's going to take one little spat, and it's over. It's over. And, Dom,
I wanted
the biggest moment will be if they go there, comes to that first point, who's taking that shot. Imagine James Harden takes the shot, misses, KD goes off like he did at Golden State.
Westbrook.
And at Westbrook, he's renowned for. You think the same thing's not going to happen? Kyrie and Harden are going to take the shot over him. He's going to crack it. And it's going to be the same story that we've seen before. It's like it's.
But there's so many other factors. Even KD's coming back from an Achilles injury. We haven't even seen him play a game.
Well, according to Jaron Allen, he just said, "I'll keep it short." I'll quote. I can't remember where I read it. It was KD is back. That's great. That's great.
Just remember who KD's playing his scrimmage against. Duds from the Brooklyn Nets. So of course he's going to look like he's back. He's playing on you, Jared.
He's still going to be good. I expect him to bounce back from this Achilles.
Good, but I'm just saying there's so many factors.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors, and I mean, people need to not just jump on the hype train. You need to think about what.
Wait and see.
Yeah, wait and see.
We could get proven wrong, but that's okay if we get proven wrong, because I'm not going to get on the hype train, and we haven't seen any of these guys playing. Injured guys, new coaching staff. The bench isn't going to be the same. At this point in time, if they got Harden, I'm saying they're not making it out of the East. Everyone's saying they're winning it. We haven't seen them play yet. We might get halfway through the season and we might come on this show and be like, hey, you know what? Not that we've been proven wrong, but we've given it time to play out. And we've gone, you know what? They actually could win it. Or they could win the East. I'm not jumping the gun. Let's just put it this way. They didn't get LeBron. If LeBron went to Brooklyn, then I'd say, yeah, all right, they're winning it. As simple as that. KD, LeBron, and Kyrie, they're winning it. Because no matter what happens, like, you don't need to worry about LeBron freaking taking the last shot. He'll just give it to KD. He doesn't care. LeBron's about winning. Anyway, let's just put it this way. They're going to have
credit where credit's due. Like, he did go to Golden State and make it work, but it took one little one little comment, one little spat, whatever, and he was out. Like, think about that. He could have stayed another year and won another championship there. Let's be honest. If he comes back there, they're winning again. But he wants to go try his own thing. Wants to be the alpha dog on the team. I don't know him and Kyrie. It's just I just feel if they can make it work, Domma. Look, I can't see how they don't at least make the Eastern Conference Finals minimum. then we'll talk about that. If they first, let's just get it there.
Yeah, I know.
I actually just think it's just going to be tough in their first season with the chemistry and everything, how they're going to work together. But hey, let's see what happens. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to base my thought off what I've seen previously from these guys when they've gone to new teams or how they've acted previously. Whether they change those actions, it's yet to be seen because we haven't seen how they're going to gel together and how their team's going to overcome these things because it's inevitable that they're going to have these adversities. It will be how they come out the other side. Can they then come together to then go on a championship run?
100%. And the last team that I just want to bring up quickly, and this is the one personally I think is actually the best fit, is Philadelphia. D'Antoni's going there. He's not coaching him, is he? No, he's on the coaching staff.
Assistant coach.
Yeah, Daryl Morey.
D'Antoni the glue. D'Antoni the glue.
Yeah, and
that's what I've been calling him.
Yeah, and Daryl Morey, who was that's a nice rookie patch auto. Tyler Herro.
There we go. Bang.
Bang. Sorry, but
jersey numbered, isn't it? 14 of what's that?
That's an eBay 1
of 14 or 50, an eBay 1 of 1. Our boys at Cherry have pulled it. Bang. Huge.
But very nice pull. But Philly, I reckon, is actually a good fit. They can get rid of Al Horford's terrible contract to Houston, get rid of maybe Tobias Harris, put Harden in there, have some cash surplus, get some shooters around.
Maybe Benny Simmons decides he wants to start shooting some jumpers this season. Who knows?
Well, he can learn. He's got the greatest left-handed scorer of all time on his team, and he's a left-handed shooter.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's actually not as bad as it sounds, to be honest.
And then the greatest left-handed defender of all time can help one of the best left-handed defenders in Simmons get better at defending. Be even better.
Ben Simmons is a better defender than James Harden already, or ever will be.
100%. But that also has issues for capitulation there with Embiid. And,
yes.
But I reckon that's the best fit. They can actually build something around that. A pass-first point guard that can actually score in Simmons. Embiid, a big guy that has to stop backing away from the ring and actually back to the ring. And then Harden. I genuinely reckon that's the best fit. But time will tell. This time next week when we're on the pod, mate, so much more would have changed. But that's it for the NBA. We'll keep you all posted and jump back into it next week. But coming up next, F1s. Oh,
massive race.
What a race we had. Stay tuned. All right, we're back. F1s, Turkish GP.
Domma. Cracking race. All started in the qualifying. Some big surprises in qualifying, but the weather. Tell us about the weather, Domma. What was happening down there in Turkey?
Qualifying got red flagged twice in Q1. It got red flagged. They had to stop for the track to try and dry off. That's how bad it was. People were just spinning and sliding off the track. It was ridiculous.
Right, when they were showing the cameras on the cars, you could not see more than 10 meters in front of you.
No, it was ridiculous. And for some reason, it's extremely notorious, that track, for being super slippery. Even when it's dry, it's like cars slip on that track. I don't know if it's the way the corners are built, but it's unbelievable. It was just something that came out of nowhere for qualifying. So we had a really weird starting grid, which I'll read to you. Lance Stroll, first ever pole position. Verstappen second, Perez third, Albon fourth, Ricciardo fifth, Hamilton sixth, Ocon seventh, Raikkonen eighth, Bottas ninth, and then Giovinazzi was in there in 10th. Notable mentions, Vettel and Leclerc were 11th and 12th. So they didn't.
What about Danny Rick?
Danny Rick was 5th.
Oh, there we go.
And then Norris and Sainz and McLarens were 14th and 15th. Now, just remember what I just told you there for the guys that finished outside, and we'll get back to it at the end and when I give you the final positions. Anyway, this race was crazy.
It had it all. They
were on wets. They were spinning out everywhere. I after they do a few laps on the wets, you create the driving line. So because you're driving on there consistently, the cars are going through it. It actually dries up a racing line.
Yeah.
So then they're able to put intermediates on. Now, I learned a few things during this race, Saucy, but Perez and Hamilton went the whole race. So they were on wets. We all had to start on wets, except for I think Russell and I think it was Latifi. They started on intermediates, which was stupid because they were spinning everywhere. But on the wets, they changed. They went for one pit stop, Hamilton and Perez, first set of intermediates, and they kept them for the whole entire race. Now I learned something that the intermediates have got a lot of grip on them, but once they wear away, they become slicks. So the slicks are like your soft, your medium compound, or your hard compound tires. So obviously, they're not going to be as quick as like a soft compound and stuff because they're not the proper slicks. But the tread, it becomes a slick tire. And Perez and Hamilton raced the whole race on them. They did over
One
40 laps
stopper.
each. One stopper. And I know we've said he's got the best car, and he left his teammate in Bottas, who had the most horrendous race.
How many
Horrendous.
times did he spin out, Domma?
I reckon it was 5 times minimum. I'm not joking. That's not an exaggeration. 5 times he spun out. Minimum. Could have been 6 or 7.
Oh,
He
wow.
was horrendous. He beat him by over a minute. Hamilton. In the wet.
Oh.
It was
Smashed
his best drive from 6th, a one-stopper with Sergio Perez, and he won the race. He is now the world champion for the 7th time, Lewis Hamilton, in what was the best race I've seen this year. And we always said he
great
has a
race.
lot of skill. The car just makes his job a lot easier, but you can drive. Testament to that was the race 1 in Austria where his tyre blew and he drove the whole last lap with freaking a blown tyre. Remember that one?
Yep.
And he ended up winning it.
Yep.
So, amazing race. A couple honourable mentions. Sebastian Vettel, with the big tractor, finished 3rd. He got on the
He
podium.
needs torrential rain every race to have a chance in that thing.
Both the Ferraris need torrential rain. They could come second in the Constructors' Championship if it rains every week. They drive their boats to move these cars, the Ferraris. They're like bloody ships and heavy. But in the rain, it's like the greatest car of all time. Leclerc was driving like a madman. He was second. He was going to get a second place finish. He was third. He was going to get a second place finish. Went for a very risky overtake on Perez. He got it, but when he went to go through the next corner, he locked up.
He had
unfortunately
too much.
And then Perez and Vettel on the last lap passed him on I think it was like on the 5th last turn of the race as well.
He lost it all.
So he was spewing. He was absolutely shattered. But you learn from those mistakes. But the final standings: Hamilton first, locked in the World Championship. Perez second, Vettel third, Leclerc fourth, Sainz fifth. Just remember where they were, McLaren. So one car finished 5th and the other car finished 8th. And they were 14th and 15th on the grid. Start. So Sainz was 5th. Verstappen, very poor, was 6th. Probably could have won that race. Albon 7th. Norris 8th. Stroll, who started first, finished 9th. And Danny Rick was 10th. You've got a point there, Danny Rick, which is always good. But the World Championship...
Another top 10 finish for Danny Rick, mate, in that absolute... terrible car that he's driving down there.
Just consistent. He's a great driver. Hamilton's obviously won it, but it's interesting now because I just want to look at the rest of the guys in the pack. Bottas is only 27 points ahead of Verstappen now because he didn't get a point, Valtteri, in that race. So it's 197 Bottas, 170 Verstappen. Perez 100 now in 4th. He's overtaken Danny Rick. Leclerc is in 5th in front of Danny Rick. So for all the crap we've given Ferrari and how poor they've been, Charles Leclerc is literally 5 points from being 4th in the Constructors' Championship, which in my opinion is a fantastic effort. Carlos Sainz is 7th with
fantastic effort when you're driving a tractor.
Yeah, I know. Norris in 8th on 74. So the McLarens are both there. Albon, 9th, 70. Gasly in 10th, 63. And the Constructors is finished with Mercedes on top, but Red Bull, Racing Point, McLaren, Renault, and Ferrari, pretty close. Ferrari could potentially finish third in this Constructors. They're only 24 points behind. So they've salvaged something out of a miserable season. But I just want to end it with, I know I just said Hamilton, I said a few times, is world champion. He has now equaled Michael Schumacher for the most world championships in the history of Formula One with 7.
And he's got 8 coming next year because there's no equalisation.
He's got 8 coming next year. Fangio is second with 5. Alain Prost has 4. And fourth the fourth most world championship is actually a currently active driver on the grid who's driving for Aston Martin next year and could surprise some people. But Sebastian Vettel is a currently active driver who has 4 world championships. So you never know. He's a great driver, Vettel. He's just had a terrible car. Could potentially win it next year. You don't know how good Aston Martin's going to be.
Well,
So
how well have Red Bull done since he moved on where he won his world championships?
the struggle.
They've struggled. Thank you. So he's potentially the missing piece down there, and they pushed him out the door because they had a disagreement, from what I remember.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people seem to have a lot of.
It's not the first time as well. What Danny Rick had a disagreement with
Christian
Red Bull,
Horner.
and
Yeah, I think Christian Horner. I think because Verstappen's the golden child, they think he's going to be the next best thing. But could be when equalisation comes in, he will be. But until then, we've got to wait another year. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the F1s. No race next week. This week it'll be the following week, so we'll cover that next week and let everyone know. But coming up next, EPL will be back this week. All right, we're back. EPL is back from the international break, which there was a slapping this morning. Spain smashed Germany 6-0. So Ferran Torres, the Man City signing, had a hat-trick. It's good signs for Man City, considering, as we talk about EPL stuff, Liverpool's got that many injuries and COVID-positive tests. Their outs is just mounting. But we'll quickly go through this week's games.
bang, big upset on the cards you're talking about against who they're playing this week.
They are playing Leicester, and I reckon they might lose that game. But Saturday, we've got Newcastle, Chelsea. Then we've got Aston Villa, Brighton, Spurs, Man City, which is a great game. United, West Brom, Fulham, Everton, Sheffield, West Ham, Leeds, Arsenal.
Bang!
I think
massive tune in this Saturday.
You're barracking for Leeds in this one, are you?
Honestly, it wouldn't bother me if we lost to Domma, but the way we're going, I will not be surprised. I'll be expecting goals in this game because look, let's be honest, Leeds can't really defend. And our defense has been okay, but we can't really attack.
Yeah.
But let's just get a good game.
That's it. And then we've got Liverpool, Leicester, Burnley, Crystal Palace, and to finish the round, Wolves, Southampton. So that's all we got. We'll wait and see what happens. I know Alex Telles is probably going to play this week for United as he tested negative for COVID, so he's back, mate. So we'll win a title now that he's playing. And when the GOAT comes back in January for Pogba, it'll be happy days for Dom and his United boys. They won't be shithouse anymore. They'll be GOAT United when Ronaldo's back and he just dominates.
But yeah, it's firming up to be an interesting season, Dom. It's very tight there at the top.
100%. 100%.
Like obviously, the game of the round is Liverpool versus Leicester City. I would be, as Dom has said, I would be watching that one closely, depending on the players that Liverpool could potentially have out with COVID tests and other factors, injuries and things. I mean, Leicester City, they are on top. They've only conceded 9 goals on the season. That's actually 7 less than Liverpool has. So their defense is solid. I've watched them in person a few times this season. They are looking really good. They've got that guy on the left. What's his name? Lampardi, the left
Yeah,
back. Wow,
yeah.
what a signing! I think they signed him for less than $15 million or something like that. Cracking signing. Like they just
Great sign.
find players. They just find
They
these
do.
players. And
And Brendan Rodgers is a great
Brendan
coach.
Rodgers is a
So
good coach. So it's going to be a good game. I think Brendan Rodgers will want to get the win over Klopp and get one back over his old club that pushed him out the
100%.
door, essentially, and forced him to go to the Scottish League, where he just dominated with Celtic. Um,
Yeah,
so, yeah, looking forward to that one. Looking forward to that one.
easy. So we'll wait and see what happens, and yeah, we'll give those updates on next week's pod. But coming up next, some UFC news with Saucy. All right, we're back. Saucy, some UFC news, mate.
UFC, obviously, we had UFC Fight Night Felder versus Dos Anjos out of, I don't know if they had it at the Fight Island or wherever the hell they had it. But we'll run through their results as we usually do. Women's strawweight, Corey McKenna, third round decision. Catch weight, Brendan Allen defeated by Sean Strickland with the KO. Women's strawweight, Ashley Yoda defeated Miranda Granger, third round decision. This one here, definitely go watch this, Domma, and the viewers out there. Welterweight, Abdul Razak Al Hassan got put to sleep and knocked out. Goodbye by Callan Williams in the first 30 seconds of the first round. So that one was over. It was light work for Williams.
Wow.
And then, as I said last week, Domma, I wanted him to win because he had a nice moustache. Rafael Dos Anjos got the third round decision over Paul Felder. The journeyman, 43 bouts he's had, and he got the decision in 5 rounds. They went the distance in the lightweight division, which obviously we know, obviously it's up for grabs with Khabib going. So, that belt can be anyone's now because with Khabib there,
100%.
no one was winning it off him. He was just going
No
to
way.
continue to take out one by one. But he's gone, as we know, with his shock retirement just recently. So that opens up the door for the lightweight division. Now, this week, we've got UFC 255, one of the main fight nights. We've got massive card. You got early prelims, you got prelims card, and then you got the main card. We'll go over the main card, who's fighting. You got the lightweight division, Mauricio Rua versus Paul Craig. The women flyweight, you got Caitlin Chukagian versus Cynthia Calvillo. And then the welterweight, you got Mike Perry versus Tim Means. That will be a good bout. And the women flyweight, you got Valentina Shevchenko versus Jennifer Mayer. That will be a good bout as well. Shevchenko, I expect to get the chocolates. And in the flyweight division, these guys, Domma, they're small, but they move around. They are
Like a pack of punch,
they
mate.
pack a punch. You wouldn't want to be going toe to toe with Devioson Figueroa and Alex Perez because they'll still knock you out. They look tiny, but Jesus, they go hard. Like anyone that steps into that octagon, I don't care who you are, you got to have balls to step in there because
100%.
anytime you're stepping in there, you can get knocked out. So, Domma, that's it. UFC coming up this weekend,
Beautiful.
255. What the main card starts, it says here the main card should be starting around about 2 p.m. Bouts will probably start around about from 10 a.m. Australian time, Australian Eastern Daylight Time. And yeah, should be a good one, Domma.
Beautiful.
We're looking forward to it.
Nice. All right, mate. Easy done. Well, coming up next, back to National Football League, and we love it. We love it. So stay tuned. All right, we're back with some football. What was it? We had week 10 results, which we will bring to you. As you know, I'll be here on my phone as ESPN keeps almost crashing my computer. So I don't know why it does that. But we'll start off with the Colts versus the Titans. Indianapolis, 28-9 versus Tennessee in the regular season since 1998. But your boys turned up.
Massive win by
Turned up.
my
You were
boys.
fantastic. You were fantastic.
We absolutely destroyed them, and I'm happy about it because Domma, I looked ahead. I said we've got 2 games up against Tennessee. We can win both of these divisional games, lock us in to lock up that division and finish atop,
100%.
and head into the playoffs. And look, credit where credit is due. Phillip Rivers was a lot better, but Domma, I'll tell you right now, 29 carries on the run, 133 yards. Thank you very much. We got the run game going, averaging 4.5 yards a run. Allowed our defense, gave our defense a chance because we were able to put points on the board. As I said, if we can get 30 points in the board, we've always got a chance because our defense can keep us in the game. Don't forget, Domma, which I'm just going to have a look at their schedule and go back. They absolutely, let's just take it back, 6 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, 2 games in a row, they put up 40 plus points. 42 points against the Texans and 42 points against the Bills. And then we've kept them to 17 points. Just shows that our defense is solid.
You got one of the best. You got one of the best in the comp.
Our defense gives us a chance. It's just a matter of whether Phillip Rivers and that offense can get rolling enough to give us a chance of winning football games. And this week we were solid.
That's it. That's all that matters. Next up, we have Buccaneers versus Panthers. Let's just put it this way. Brady was pissed off from last week, almost getting shut out. He was pissed off, and he came out and he played as if he was pissed off, and he decimated the Panthers. He had 3 TDs, 341 yards. He just killed it. Literally, he was upset. Clearly. So they got the job done there. Texans versus Browns, 7-10. What a game that was.
For that, we're giving that right there, that game 10-7.
Cleveland Associates.
That is getting the absolute lemon of the week for that, just terrible. That game in general. You got 2 QBs. You got Deshaun Watson with a QBR of 52.1 and Baker Mayfield, who actually was on the winning team with a cracking QBR of 39.1, Domma.
Terrible.
Absolutely shocking.
I'm not even going to wait. I'm not even going to go further into this game. Absolutely terrible. Next up, we had Washington versus Lions. It was 30-27. Good win by the Lions. Game-winning 59-yard field goal. The equivalent of a buzzer beater in the NFL.
We're 9 games down, Domma, and what were they, over 6.5? So they got to win 3 more games to get that over 6.5 that we said they were going to get. Can they do it? They might be able to, Domma.
Probably. I reckon they could. Next up, they had the Packers against the Jags. They made it harder than what it had to be, but they got the job done. 7-2 start for 2nd straight season for the Packers, which is good for them. Now, the next game, Giants versus Eagles. Philly, with their injuries, they're done. I thought they were going to win this. I genuinely reckon, and you can quote me here, I reckon the Giants are going to win this division.
Well, look,
they're starting to play some good football.
All I'm saying is Daniel Jones is actually putting some games together. He wasn't so bad against the Bucks, and don't forget they only got beat by 1 point against the Eagles last time. They should have, and they could have arguably won that game. So they would win that game. They would have had 4 wins out of their last 5. They've got 3 out of their last 5. Before that, they had lost a whole heap of games in a row, but they go in next week, which they should be feeling confident against the Bengals. The Seahawks, you're probably going to lose that. Cardinals, you're probably You're most likely going to lose that. But the Browns, you're within with a chance. And the Cowboys, if they win that game in the last game, they can.
They'll win that game. They're winning
So if
that
they win another 3 games for the rest of the season, Domma, they might actually win the division
with 6
with
wins.
6 wins.
That's a disgrace. That's actually a disgrace. What a joke. They're going to have a losing record and win a division with a losing record. What the hell is that? That division is a piece of shit.
It is
Really.
terrible. It is absolutely terrible. Look, I'll just have a look in the conference standings,
bad.
divisional standings. They're 3-2 in the divisional standings. They're only 3 wins coming against other spud teams in their own division.
Oh, it's terrible. But moving on from that one, Steelers are 10-0. They beat the 9-0. Sorry, beat the Bengals. Expected. They've got a great defense.
The Ravens definitely
Joe
ain't winning
Burrow,
that division. That's done now because they.
Let's put it this way: Joe Burrow is the most hit quarterback in the league as a rookie. Poor kid. I think the most hit or the second most hit. So, and against a great defense like Pittsburgh, he was never going to have a chance in this one. Then we had what was one of the best games.
4 sacks. Wow.
One of the best games, which was Cardinals-Bills. Cardinals won it on a go-ahead 43-yard receiving TD from DeAndre Hopkins.
If you haven't seen this TD, it is unbelievable. Kyler Murray, great evasive skills. He's got that Russell Wilson evasiveness about him, and it's special. He's undersized. That's his comp. Domma. He's accurate on throws. I mean, the kid's special. He's special. He's going to be a good player.
He's going to be good.
He's going to be a good player, and that's been massive talk around hobby circles this week and the last few weeks. Is Kyler Murray?
Yeah.
Might win MVP this season the way he's going. He's actually number 1 in fantasy sports. He scored the most points in any player in fantasy sports.
Well, they're 6-3 now, and they're playing some good football. They're only going to get better, which is great for them. Next up is the Raiders versus the Broncos. They've won 5 straight home games against Denver. They smashed them 37-12. Absolute demolition. Then we had Rams versus Seahawks. Rams got the win, 23-16. Seahawks, I think, have lost 2 in a row now. So, very interesting. Don't know where it's going to go. And then 49ers last roll of the dice, try and win that division, came crashing to an end. But in this game, they injured Drew Brees, who looks like he might have a stint on the sideline for a couple of weeks with a broken rib and a punctured lung.
We got Jameis. That's why they got Jameis Winston there.
Yeah, well, that's all right. You want to
He's
throw
all right.
10 turnovers. You want 10 turnovers a game, that's fine.
He's all right.
That's good. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm still confident about my Super Bowl pick. All right.
Tampa Bay is winning that division now. It's all over. And then the upset, Patriots beat the Ravens.
You said last week, LeBron, if he beats the Ravens this week, you can tweet him out. Well, LeBron, go ahead and tweet out your boy Cam Newton because he actually was very good in this game.
There you go.
Very good.
Now you got reason to go tweet him out now. None of that crap from last week when they beat the bye. I'm not taking that rubbish, but he was very good, Cam Newton. He didn't do a lot in terms of throw it a lot, but their running game was good and they got the job done. So, like we said, you just got to get Lamar Jackson to throw the ball. If he's throwing the ball 34 times, in my opinion, it's not good for the Ravens.
They got that little sneaky trick play with Jacoby Myers getting the TD throw. One TD throw for 24 yards. Sneaky as you like. Belichick pulling a fast one.
Honestly, though, it was a great win for the Patriots. Next up, my boys. Potentially the 4th best defense in the National Football League at the moment. And it's the first time since 2001 we've had a 6-3 start. That loss to the Cardinals, the Bills had this week, Dolphins are looking okay. Tua looks good.
Tua looks solid. He looks solid, Domma.
Looks solid. Looks really solid.
He
could potentially win this division.
We knew that he was a good throw coming out, and it was just a matter of how's he going to go with his undersized, Coming back off the injury, there's always going to be those questions. But, if he keeps playing the way which he currently has, in his first 3 games,
No,
first
we've been really good. I've been so impressed with us, and yeah, we've won 3 since he started.
right, that's right.
I think we're 3-3. Now we're 6-3. The first one he didn't do much. Last week he played used the ball a bit more, and then this week he was really good. So he's starting to he's picking up game to game, which is good. He's got to learn the offense while playing in it in real time against oppositions. So, and he's got to learn
It's the
the players of other teams.
rookie quarterback matchup, and he's come out on top.
Herbert.
It's
It's
you're
good.
looking solid, Domma. And once again,
No,
it's your
looking good.
defense. It keeps you in
elite.
games. And when you got that, and you've got a competent quarterback, your boy Colin
Fitzmagic.
Colin was talking
Colin.
up to us, saying he looks solid in the pocket. He looks like he sits in there. He doesn't get scared. And
I'm gonna channel my inner Nick Wright, my boy Nick Wright, and I'm gonna call out my boy Colin, who I love dearly, because as you know, I do listen to his podcast a lot. He was before tour started, he was bagging him and saying that he's not going to achieve anything. He's not going to be as good. He's not athletic. He's going to struggle. He's going to be.
yeah, but then he sees 2 games and he jumps ship.
And he kills it, and he's like, now he's his best.
I know.
Nick Wright calls him out, and I'm going to call him out. Come on, Colin, pull your head in. Come on, mate.
Don't judge a book by its cover, the old saying, isn't it, Domma?
Exactly. You can't say he's going to be a gun or he's going to be a bust. You can't have either of those arguments till he actually plays his first game or plays a couple games. He's got to string a couple together. And you've got to remember, I also understand kind of where Colin's coming from, though, in some aspects. But I do agree with the fact of, he's always said about rookie quarterbacks, your first year, if you're really good, is a bit of a pass because no one's got the playbook on you for your first season. But once they got the tape next year, don't expect Tua to dominate like this. He's got to become more. He's got to be like Kyler Murray, become more inventive.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. And in the last game of the round, Chicago Bears, who started the season 5-1, have lost 4 games straight. And this is what we're talking about at the top of the show. Our boy has won his first ever Monday night football game. Kirk Cousins, thank you so much. Kirk, well done, man. Well done, Kirk. He would have turned around at the end of the game to that Bears defense, and you know what he would have said.
I know exactly what he would have said, Domma.
He would have said, "You like that?
You like that?" He would have said it, and I'm trying to find it, but I can't remember which one it is.
Oh no!
I've had an absolute blunder here. Oh, there we go. He's got it.
You like?
He would have given him a.
You like that?
He would have given a.
You like that? You like that?
We're gonna give another one.
You like that? You like that?
That's an achievement he's had. Get around him. Not for anything. He only won that because, as you said last week, all he has to do is give the ball to Dalvin Cook, and he just run the ball for him.
I did say that, but look, bit of credit where it is due. I think he did throw for 1 TD, 2 TDs. He still threw a pick, but boy oh boy, what the hell has happened to Nick Foles? 15 QBR. The only TD that Chicago Bears scored was from a punt return, that went the whole length of the field.
I think they had 14 minutes of offense in the whole game.
And, we go have a look here.
It's a disgrace.
Wowee. No stat stands out more than this one right here, Domma. 2 of 11 on third down efficiency. You are not going to win any games of football if you can't move the chains on third down. You need to get the chains moving. And they weren't able to do it. Even late in the game when they got the ball back, 5 minutes to go on the clock, they got the ball back, I think, on their own 30. So not too bad. Not too bad. Own 30, lying around about there. I said, well, here's the time for Nick Foles to stand up and actually do something.
You did say that. And guess what happened?
And they went 3 and out and punted the ball.
That was terrible. And now Nick Foles is injured, so we assume our boy Trubisky, he's coming back. Sure.
Trubisky didn't even get the throws when they.
No, he didn't suit up for that game.
Okay.
But surely he plays the next one though.
Now that Chicago Bears team is really cooked. You got
It's
Trubisky back in there.
Absolute poop. It's done. But we'll go to this week's games before we get into your abysmal tips. But this week we've got Cardinals Seahawks.
They were good.
Bengals.
The tips. What are you talking about? It's just
Yeah, I know. Bengals, Washington, Falcons, Saints, Steelers, Jags, Patriots, Texans, Eagles, Browns, Lions, Panthers, Titans, Ravens, Jets, Chargers, Dolphins, Broncos, Kirk Cousins versus the Cowboys. He could go 5-5. Packers, Colts. The Colts win this. Vikings are only 2 games behind the Packers. Kirk Cousins. Dalvin Cook's going to run them to the division.
Well, the bookies' odds have got Indianapolis Colts as the favourites.
Mate, I'm telling you, Dalvin Cook's going to run him into the division championship. Then we've got Chiefs, Raiders, and then the last game of the round, which is going to be a cracker, mind you, is the Rams versus the Buccaneers. So stay tuned for that one. So, Saucy, you want to give a bit of a rundown with these tips? What's going on?
All right, so essentially, Domma, we all know the last 2 weeks I've been absolutely a joke. Like, fair dinkum, I've been...
It's been embarrassing. Let's be honest, it's been pretty
It's been pretty embarrassing. I've been absolutely horrid. Now, to top things off, I've had an absolute mare. I completely forgot to do me tips. Sunday night comes, I've gone, shit, got to do me tips. I've put together a quick multi. I said, you know what? I'm going to put together a multi. I'm going to just make me 1 tip. And that's it. I've done it. I've placed the bet. Forgot to post it on the socials. And, Domma, happens to be, the bet has won. It's my biggest win of the whole season. And I've bet freaking about 10% of the bankroll on it. Now, I said at the start of the season, I don't bet more than 3% of the bankroll. Well, I've gone ahead and pulled the trigger and bet 10% of the bankroll to try and get the money, try and get the funds back up and get back into the positive. Gone, you know what, I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. And boy, did I risk it. The thing is, I just didn't give it to the punters out there and the viewers of our loyal viewers of Double Coverage Podcast.
No.
And, Domma, I have absolutely cocked it up a beauty. Here we go. It was Miami Dolphins to get the W. Bang. Steelers to win. Yep. Saints to win. Devontae Adams to score a touchdown. Thank you.
Bang.
And I had New York Giants plus 14.5. I could have just put them in the win column because I actually had a feeling that they would get the win, but I just took the safe one. Then that gave us $5.40 on the odds, Domma. And I whacked down a $10 note on it, and, well, that's essentially based off what my bankroll was. Well, because my bankroll is around about 100,
50%.
that's about 10% of my whole bankroll.
We're up 50%.
So, I mean, I'll take it. I will take it.
We're 30% absolutely struggling.
I've got to run the numbers. I haven't put the numbers in. Now, I put it as my unofficial, but I'm going to still put it in my spreadsheet because I did still place the bet. Oh, fuck, I just forgot to post it.
I think you know what you're gonna give yourself.
Oh yeah, we'll give myself one of those because
You are the lemon of the week.
Lemon of the week. I'll take it. It's a fair call. I'll take the lemon of the week because I apologise to the punters out there. You've been following my tips and you've been going, this bloke doesn't know what he's talking about, and then all of a sudden I actually win, and you could have pretty much won all your money back. I've made you lose, and I don't post the bet.
Oh, he's had an absolute mare. Jeez.
Oh, well.
Well, he'll bring him to you this week.
I've already put one out, Domma. I've put a 3%
you have.
up. I've already put one out. I put 3% -6 Kansas City Chiefs.
It's out. It's out there.
That's already the
Jump
first
on
one
it.
out, and I plan to get the next ones out tomorrow. Get them out.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. That's NFL done. Coming up next, some hobby talk. Saucy may potentially go off. So this is going to be good. So stay tuned. All right, we're back. Hobby Talk is back this week after its week off last week. But Sauce took a week off, and in that week, boy oh boy,
A lot has
has some
happened.
news coming.
Oh,
Let's get straight into it. You've done some research, mind you, as you usually do, because nothing gets by you. Nothing goes straight through the wicketkeeper, mate. You're always playing shots. BGS, what's happened? What have you found?
well, we'll start off by saying that Beckett Grading Services (BGS) is currently by far the worst grading company in terms of customer service, out of anyone. They've gone to all new lows. Our boy, big boy movement, 805, sent out some cards on a 10-day. Mind you, he lives in America, so he's a lot closer to Beckett Grading Services than us here down in Australia. And he sent them on a 10-day, and he's still waiting 4 months after he sent them. How can you
That's
send something on supposedly a 10-day submission and wait 4 months? So,
That's 120 days.
Domma, it's getting out of hand, and they're not very good at keeping you updated with what's going on. I mean, I sent out cards on supposedly a 45-day, and it's what, I've sent them out at the end of July. What are we now? We're in November, nearly the end of November.
Yeah, we're halfway through the month.
You do the math. That's
It's a long
that's
time.
a long time to wait. So, yeah, Domma, it's an interesting one that I don't know what's going to happen with Beckett, and a few other sort of podcasts have been talking about this as well. Not only have their customer service fallen off, but now we've had revelations in the last week of multiple fake Beckett slabs popping up on the internet. Even a guy bought a fake Beckett slab with the same card, same serial, everything the same of that card. But just it obviously wasn't that card because it wasn't a real Beckett slab. It didn't have the patent number at the bottom correctly written with the dot, where it should have a dot in between where it says PAT and dot whatever
Whatever the
serial
yep.
is. But sure enough, that will come to light and they'll fix that, and the next round of fake slabs will be coming out. There's a few other things you can look at, such as lettering. I think your best thing to do is probably actually get an official Beckett slab that you have either submitted yourself or you bought that's 100% real. And then obviously keeping that and comparing the other Beckett slabs to the original one you got. There are a few things that you can look out for, like the perforated edges around the label, also the actual writing itself, just making sure it's the same font and same sort of thickness on the letters. Sometimes they can get that wrong, whereas Beckett's is always consistent. Now I think there's other things that they could do, and in terms of being able to avoid faking of it's a topic for another day. And I was actually listening to the boys over at on the crossover, Chris Hoge and Cardboard Chronicles, Josh, and their conversation that they had, and they were sort of talking about this, and Chris mentioned some things that they think grading companies could do better to help with sort of tracking a person's sort of owning of a card, especially if it's like a grail card, or as we're getting more and more in these cards, you're getting more and more cards that are consistently $500 US dollars plus. Why isn't there some sort of system in place that whether you can make a free PSA account or a free Beckett account, and you can essentially say that you own this card off that, and then if you sell the card to someone else, you can transfer it to their Beckett account or their PSA account or something like that. So there's a bit more of like credibility of who these people are that are owning these cards, using blockchain blockchain technology, which I think would probably be the next thing. I do know there are blockchain technologies out there that I've heard for luxury items, luxury goods, such as Louis Vuitton bags, Gucci bags, all this sort of thing. Putting a QFR chip in it that has blockchain in it, so that when you scan it, it will come up on the blockchain. Obviously, you can't falsify that stuff on the blockchain because it's the technology and the way it works.
Smart.
So
I like it.
why couldn't grading companies invest this newfound money
Yeah.
that's come into the hobby and doing something like that to get this sort of system in? Look, he spoke about a few things, and look, and I've had these same thoughts. Like, I think the way that they do it now, it probably doesn't. It's ripe, ready for scammers, and we do see scammers and more scammers popping up all the time, doing all sorts of crazy
You're going to
shit.
get that.
Um,
It's in every industry, as we've said previously. You're always going to get
yeah,
them, no matter where you are. In what if you collect cards or you collect shoes or bags or any form of clothing or accessory, watches. It's out there. Sunnies. You know what I mean? Like they're everywhere. Hats, basketball jerseys. The list is endless, mate. You got scammers everywhere, mate. It's just the way you deal with it, and as the community, as we can only help you to identify a fake to a real, so you don't fall into that trap, unfortunately, and not get sucked in because the slabbings are pretty close for a fake one. So not for anything. If you don't know what you're looking for, like Sauce said before, you can easily just purchase it, even as an experienced person in the hobby. You just got to be really vigilant and really aware of what to look for. But you're going to get them everywhere. You just got to, have the system in place to just know what you're looking for. Uh, a good way of doing it is if you are in like a card group, taking a screenshot and putting it in that group, uh, or somebody that you know that's pretty well rounded in the hobby that can help you out. In all honesty, you can just DM us and send it to us, and we can have a look at it, slabs and stuff, and tell you, it's legit, it's not legit, and try and help you as much as we can.
yeah, and look,
Besides the
and
BGS rep, there's
look,
no professional.
as I said, and I'll bring it back to the point with, you know, um, we went on this, we sort of got off track, which I was talking about BGS's, lack of customer service, and it just brought it back to when this sort of came out. Their sort of their response to the person who posted it on Twitter was essentially, you know, it's pretty much they didn't in these not in these exact words, but it was like, oh, it's not the same. There's differences. Buy wisely. That's essentially what they ended it. Buy wisely, right? Like with no, as you would think, as a company who is customer service based, this is ruining your integrity. Wouldn't you want to protect your integrity by being like, oh, you can make sure you're looking for these things, this, and this. It's actually just been other people in the hobby, not coming from Beckett themselves. Which would have
Mate,
been the best way to handle it to the guy on Twitter, which would have been, oh look, these are the differences. If you're unsure, all these sorts of things, then maybe we can do like look for this or whatever, right? But they didn't give anything, and it just brings it back to what when I seen that, it was just like, oh, that's just typical Beckett. Like it was like
but let's be honest,
that's
like
what I
even
expected.
even the statement of what they said, they should have just come out. Oh, thank you for making us aware of it. We're going to try and rectify this issue. Can you send us the name of the user that did it, the type of card? So then they have people in the background searching up these cards and these types of slabs, doing a screening. Because not for anything, Becca can come out and say, "Let's you better do your due diligence." You know what I mean? But just remember, in the end of the day, if people are selling fake slabs and people are scamming people, it's a BGS slab that they're scamming that person with. The person's not going to blame the scammer. They're going to blame BGS. They're going to blame you as the company. They're never going to blame the scammer.
That's right.
So let's use your brains a bit. You are a multi-million-dollar business. They're always going to blame you. That is business 101. And the stupid thing is, why do we have to tell you that this is what's going to happen? You should be well aware. And the fact that you're going to deny anything or like try and deflect it is even stupider, in my opinion. Because people are not dumb. Don't treat people as if they don't know. what's happened. Like the blame is always going to fall on you as a company because you have the power to rectify the problem.
Correct, Domma. Correct.
Us as the consumer don't have millions of dollars to rectify the problem.
100% correct.
So let's be realistic here. Like, come on. Like, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But
So
anyway.
look, ladies and gents out there, just the one bit of advice I can give you is if you're buying something on eBay, check obviously their feedback, even though that can be not a sure thing. First of all, check that. You want to be 100% checking if you're buying a slab. We're talking BGS or any slab. You want to be. It depends on where you're buying it from. If you're buying it from a trusted source, that might be like a card shop or whatever. It's a bit different. If you're buying it from someone who's very well known on Instagram, for instance, like if I'm buying something of Big Boy, I'm not going to question it because I know he's legit and there are trustworthy people out there. There are many, 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 many more trustworthy people than there are scammers, but it only takes you to get scammed once, and you will have that sour taste in your mouth, and it's just gonna not be the same for you. So you want to prevent yourself as much as possible. If people are saying they only want to accept certain forms of payment, albeit I know there are people out there that will be like only accept the certain forms of payment for this reason because I've been scammed or whatever before. But if they've got a reputation, it's that's sort of on you to judge that deal, or else always try pay by goods and services as it gives you a little bit of insurance.
Yeah.
And the old saying rings true. If it sounds good to be true, it most likely is. And that's generally where a lot of people get scammed on stuff, where people are like selling a card $300, $400, $500 under comps, and it's like a PSA 10, and all they've done is just taken a screenshot of a guy off eBay and saying it's their card.
Exactly.
Always make guys, coin the card and date the card, especially if it's a big card. Force them to send you extra photos. Hassle guys, like especially if you're making a deal over Instagram and Facebook. If you're handing over hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars,
If they want the
$1,000,
sale, they'll do
they'll
it.
do it, right? So yeah, look, a bit of the onus is on you as well, just to make sure that you're not buying the fake slabs, and yeah, it goes both ways, Doma. Albeit, you wish that this stuff didn't happen. It does.
No,
It's up to
yeah, no.
you to be informed as someone in the hobby because you don't want to get scammed. You
You
don't
don't
want to
want
turn around and spend, $700 on a card, $500 on a card, even $300 on a card, $100 on a card, and you get it and it's in a fake BGS slab, and there you go. You might as well just bought a raw one because obviously if it's say it's $100 card, most likely that card might be somewhere between $10 to $20 raw, and then obviously the BGS 9.5 amplifies that a lot. Now you might as well have just bought a raw card because you've just bought one in a fake slab.
Yeah.
So it's tough, but be mindful, and just be careful. If any questions, any sort of things about that, then don't hesitate to shoot us a DM, and hopefully we can help you out in some respect.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a tough talking point, and BGS is. I don't know if they actually get it. I don't know if they actually get it, but yeah, Mikey H out on the YouTube live on the comments giving us a g'day. How are you, brother? So
Mikey H, what's going on?
well
Yeah. If you've got any questions, Mikey, shoot them through, mate. We've got one segment left after this, so.
and the biggest segment of them all, Domma.
It is, mate, and I'm actually excited because I bloody want to know what this card is because I potentially might be going out and buying one as soon as this podcast finishes. All right. Anyway, coming up next, that's what we have to say.
I will
Just to summarize it, just do your homework.
Yeah, do your homework.
And the second dot point, BGS, you are kidding yourself if you think you're not going to get blamed for this shit. You are kidding yourself.
They will get blamed.
Literally
They
kidding
will get
yourself.
blamed regardless.
You are
It's just
kidding yourself. Mate, do you want me to be a consultant? Me and Sauce can be a consultant. We'll tell you what you can and can't do. It's not that freaking hard. It's called logic. You guys
get your
talk about the
turnaround
draft.
times under taps, mate. Get your turnaround
Come
times.
on.
Do something. You're not
Mate,
doing
the
anything.
case
You,
study-
both the other
the case
companies have
study,
come
dude.
out and said they're doing something, and you are the only one to not make any announcement. Nothing.
Come on. It's just frustration. Just doesn't matter. Anyway, let's see if they learn. You better hope you learn, or else there's going to be problems. Mikey H, guys are going to talk about the draft. We actually spoke about the draft with Talking Cardboard. So that is at Talking Cardboard. We spoke to them. Not sure when that special pod will be coming out, but we did speak about it a fair bit. Just we'll give a brief rundown if you want. I reckon Ball 1, Wiseman 2, Edwards 3, probably a Vidya 4, Obi Toppin might. That's Saucy's boy.
I reckon he'll sneak up there.
5. That's my top 5. In my opinion, of that top 5, Wiseman is by far the best player in the draft. By far. No question. So that's me. Saucy, any...
Oh, I think Toppin's a smoky pick. I reckon any team that's going to get him is going to get a ready-made player that can literally come in and give you freaking 15 to 20 points straight away in his rookie season. So I really like him. I like his size. I like the fact that sometimes when you come in and you're a bit older, you come in ready-made as a player. You're ready to make an impact.
Could be a good guy to collect as well because people love scorers and guys that score a lot. So as a rookie in the hobby, you get seen more if you're scoring more. So if he averages some pretty good numbers,
hey,
watch his
look,
cards go
let's
up.
be honest.
I know
He
Saucy,
shot the 3 ball
Yeah.
really, really well.
44%, I think he shot it at. And he averaged 20.
Yeah,
Pretty
he
good.
shot it at 30, nearly 40% last season in college, in his last season in college. So we'll see how it goes. It will be an interesting one.
Let's be honest, bloody Sauce is definitely going to be collecting the Obi Toppin rookie cards. Let's be honest. Who are we kidding? He just said that's his boy. Don't
He's
take that.
going to be good. I like his size.
Yeah,
He's,
no, I'm
he's
just
6'9".
saying, that's
He's got a
your boy.
7'2" wingspan, Domma.
I'm saying that's your boy. My boy's Cole Anthony. That's who I will be collecting, Cole Anthony, because the Boston Celtics are reportedly going to take Cole Anthony with their pick, and I'll gladly take that because you'll get, like we said, he's a grinder, mate, and he plays. We saw him in the what was it? The Nike camp, and he played against NBA guys, and he destroyed them. And we said this with the Talking Cardboard boys. Saucy said it, and I completely agree with him. Some guys are just built to play against NBA guys. They play better against mature guys, and they're stuck in the college system. They're probably ready to play in the NBA and not play that go one and done. He could have been a guy that just came from high school and probably could have gone straight to the NBA based on his work ethic. I'm not saying he's Zion. He hasn't got that ability, but you never know.
Yeah, there are some
I
guys
just
out
reckon
there like
this
that.
draft is going to give us a heap of surprises. It wasn't televised. We had no March Madness. We had none of that stuff because of COVID. It shut it all down. I reckon there's going to be a lot of diamonds in the rough. You've got to remember last year's draft, let's be honest, was terrible besides Morant and Zion. It's just all these other guys like Hachimura, Washington, Sekou Doumbia, Hero, Halliburton. That's a good one. I actually wanted him to go to Atlanta to help out Trae Young because he's a shooting point guard, but he's really good at handling the ball. So that's actually the one. I actually had him going at pick 7 or wherever Atlanta's pick 7 or 8.
Yeah, that's the word, Mikey. A lot of teams potentially trading down, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, the draft is tomorrow, or the day after. Tomorrow.
But we'll cover it next week 100%.
Yeah.
And
then we'll go a bit more in depth about, especially when we know the guys are going. We might even evolve a whole hobby talk segment about it. We're talking draft and potential guys to collect based off the teams they're going to. So tune in for that one next week.
Perfect.
We're going to move on to Sauceys Smokey, the best segment of the week.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm excited. Stay tuned, Mikey, because you might get some a great card here. I know I'm G'd up. All right, coming up next, Sauceys Smokey. All right, we're back. The most anticipated segment of the week. And I'm anticipating it for the whole show. Saucy Smokey. Now, Mikey H is pumped up here. He's got the double thumbs up. The Saucy's got something. He said he said to me in confidence, I don't know how we looked over this guy. So it's someone that we must, well, I definitely rate as much as Saucy rates. So who is it? Come on.
Well, Domma, look.
Who is this guy?
It was
Honestly, I'm not taking the piss. I actually don't know who it is.
So the funny thing is, right? I went through like during the week, and I was just flicking through a bit of IG and going through, and you know the big Dallas card show went transpired over the weekend, and I was just watching some guys open some product that they happened to pick up at the Dallas card show. You never know what's going to pop up, and they opened up some boxes. They popped out some of these rookie cards of a guy. I was like, let me have a look and see how much these are actually going for. Basketball, right?
Okay.
Basketball. And I was like, wow, it's not so bad, not as bad as I thought. I think it's definitely an affordable card. It's probably a bit more on the mid-tier range. Probably not like the low cheapies that I've given you in the past, such as, the Kobe Hoops rookie, some of the Tim Duncan ones, which, well below the 20 USD, Wiggins 20 USD, around that mark. It's probably up, it's more towards around the 50 to 80 USD mark. That's probably your raw range.
Okay.
But it's, the guy that you're getting is, like, there's no other better guy to collect, let's be honest, right?
Is he still active?
He's still active.
It's not. I already know who it is,
mate.
I know who it is.
He's still active, so there's no other better guy to get than this guy, to be honest. And look, Domma, it's none other than LeGoat, mate. It's none other than LeGoat, and I can't believe I haven't looked over more of his rookie cards because he's got a few out there. But I actually can't believe that this rookie card is still like within reach of a lot of people. Like, if you've got $100,
that's cheap.
You can get a LeBron James rookie card. If you've got, if you've got a bit of a collection or some guys that you've graded and you want to move, well, sell a few of those ones like I'm going to do, and you can buy a LeBron rookie. So, I mean, obviously everyone wants his Topps Chrome, his Topps rookie. That's probably his next one. Some of those are out of reach. You've got like the Bowman Chrome. They're up towards the higher. But this is
astronomical.
Yeah, they're getting expensive, right? Now, some of the, like, not everyone can afford these ones. So I try to bring something that, most people could afford. So I'm just going to jack it over onto the mini screen once I actually decide to get up the correct screen. I have no idea which one it is. I literally have no idea which one it is. Maybe it's that one. Oh, that's the one. Done. All right, bang. We'll switch it over. So here's the card. It's the LeBron James 2003 Upper Deck Rookie Exclusives. Now there's your PSA 10. We'll have a look at it. Now here you go. On the if you have a look at the lovely grass supplied to us by cardladder.com once again. Always supplying the goods. Now back in August, this card was going for $1,500, Domma. Most recent.
What?
Yes, the most recent sold at $875. Right.
That's a nice card.
So it's gone down, and I'll be honest with you, Domma. There's a few rookie cards out there of LeBron. There are some ones out there that are demanding more money and look way worse than this card. This card doesn't. It looks good.
That's a
nice.
It's
a nice looking card. Upper Deck. He's an Upper Deck athlete. So that's he's the only.
It's got it there. It's like on the PSA 10. The rate of growth is negative 30%.
Right.
It's gone down 30%. This card.
It's gone down 30%. So the fact that you can now get a discount on LeBron James rookies. This is your value right here. The BGS 9.5. Thank you very much. There was actually a confirmed sale at $1,200 on the 20th of August. Then it dropped down. Then it was around about the sort of the 500 mark. But if you have a look in the last month, it's sort of sitting around that 400 USD mark, which is not bad at all. Pop
That's
report,
insane.
total pop report of only 1,170 on the BGS 9.5. On the PSA 10, only total pop report of 793. Now, your PSA 9, now this is where you can potentially get a little bit of a bargain here. Now, your PSA 9s were at one point were selling for around about $400, Domma. There was multiple sales around about the $400 mark. 415, 380, 385, around about the 400. Now you can get a PSA 9, last sold sale for 224. So you're nearly getting it 50% off. What we got down in the last 3 months, it's down 41%. So I just think out of some of the other rookie cards out there of LeBron James, this is probably a nice looking card, and it's affordable. A raw one, I'll switch it over to 130 point. We've got some raw sales recently. 2 days ago? 60 USD, 71 USD. Another raw sale, 89 USD. We've got a SGC 8.5 if you really want that for 100 USD. The fact that you can still go out there and get yourself a LeBron rookie card for under, potentially a graded one for 100 USD, where, if you don't want to take the risk and you just want to secure a rookie LeBron card, I think at some point all these LeBron rookies are just going to get to the point where, that Topps Chrome gets out of reach, then the next one down gets out of reach, then the next one down, they all start sort of rising up a little bit. I don't see how this card, at some point, if you stash it away, put it in your collection, leave it there for a rainy day, come back to it in, 10, 15 years, you've got a LeBron James rookie card in good condition, decent condition. Anything. If you've got enough money, my suggestion would be to either get a BGS 9 or a PSA 9 just to secure that graded card. If you don't have that money, don't be scared. Go buy yourself an SGC 8.5 for 100 USD. The raw card is not so bad, and you might still find some good raw ones out there. But I just can't believe, based off, how much this card's selling for. Like, when you have a look, there are some modern day players right now that is selling for more than this. They're going for more than that BGS 9.5 of his card. Or, your BGS 9 last sold for 167 USD. So, here you go. Those BGS 9s were at one point were over 300. Now they've had a steady decline down to last sold of 167. Maybe you pick one up on bids. I mean, I wouldn't want to try pay more than sort of $200, 200 US for it. I think that's around about your target max, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But once the season comes back around, LeBron starts dominating again, it will go up. I guarantee you could, sell this card and make a profit if you really wanted to. I guarantee it. And, hey, Lakers going back to back, especially if we get DeMar and DeRozan. So that's just going to elevate him even more.
Oh.
I mean, the GOAT talks after this season got out of hand, Domma. Imagine the GOAT talks after next season if he wins back-to-back.
I'm not even going to bother. It's over if he wins it this season. He doesn't need 6. It's over.
So,
I'm serious. I'm not even going to bother getting into that. We'll get into that when he wins it, so then I can just say it's finished. So,
That's the card.
That's the Smokey.
That's
mate.
the Smokey.
Look,
And it's just albeit it's like, it is a little bit on the more mid tier range, but it definitely ain't up in the high end. Honestly, or the
no. In all honesty, I understand it's a mid tier range, but it's a low tier. If you
exactly
say LeBron James, it's exactly like going and getting that Domma Zion you spoke about for $20 raw a couple weeks ago. What's the difference? You're getting LeBron for $80, $60 more. That's LeBron. That's his rookie card. That's LeBron James. Like, LeBron could freaking get a career-ending injury tomorrow, but look at everything he's accomplished. It's solidified, mate. He's a Hall of Famer.
That's what I'm saying. Look, it's the low,
Regardless.
it's the lower tier. There are
top two, arguably the best ever.
there are some other rookie cards, but I just this one's affordable. A lot of people can go buy this
great
card.
value. That's great value.
So I just think it's a win-win. You can't really go wrong, can you? Buying a LeBron James card, like there's always going to be a demand for
Can't go
LeBron
wrong
James.
with LeBron. You can never go wrong with LeBron. Anyway, perfect. Sauceys Smokey, there you go, ladies and gents. I'm actually very happy about that because, you know what? I'll secure one of them. I'll work it out and I will try and get one. Because it's affordable. You look at all those LeBron rookies, they're like $1,000 here, $2,000 here, $8,000.
Yeah.
Can't afford them. Mate, this is the entry point for your LeBron rookies, mate.
It is.
It's also called Sauceys Smokey, which I like.
So that's the Smokey, and that's why I was so excited about it, Domma, because I thought about it. I'm like, well, how can even one of his rookie cards, like, I mean, until this point, a lot of his rookie cards are affordable, like about 12 months ago. I mean, even 2 years ago. 24 months ago, but it's all changed, and it should all be relative. Like the fact that you can still get a LeBron rookie card, one of his rookie cards,
it's unbelievable.
and one of his, potentially it's probably one of his more flagship. It's not his flagship, what they call their flagship. That's obviously the tops and thing.
Yeah.
Not everyone can afford that card, so
good card, man. Honestly,
I mean, you've got everyone buying all other sets, freaking buying Donruss Zions, buying Optic Zions, buying Optic Lucas, Select Lucas, every Luca under the sun you can find, freaking status Lucas, everything, right? Well, why?
Even second year Lucas.
A freaking second year Luca was going for more than this. Not now. I think it's regressed a lot.
Yeah. Well, it will though once he freaking starts. Even third year Lucas are going to be worth something when he starts playing.
I'm going to start collecting Luca third year and start going third year Luca. Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's just a joke. Anyway, that's been Sauceys Smokey and another podcast done. Until next week, mate. We've got the draft tomorrow. We've got a bit of stuff that's going to happen throughout the week, and we look forward to bringing the listeners and the viewers some more content. Obviously, stay tuned on our socials. Remember to keep living, loving, and breathing sports. It's been Dom and Sauce, double coverage. Peace out till next week.
Peace out, ladies and gents. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcasting app. Also, if you could please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, that would be awesome. Don't forget to follow us on socials at DBL_coverage_ on both Instagram and Twitter to join in with your opinions.